Tata Trusts since several years have been working towards improving access to safe drinking water and sanitation. In 2014, to further the cause in a mission mode, Tata Water Mission was launched.
Water and sanitation are key in terms of bringing about a healthy life for citizens. Let's focus on water. Something like 21% of the communicable diseases prevalent in India can be linked back to either contaminated water or water which is not treated post the agricultural use. 54% of India actually suffers from stress. If one looks at sanitation, the total level of open defecation free households in India is only 60%. The Tata Water Mission, therefore, has taken upon itself to address these two significant issues.
The mission focuses on 4 core areas of intervention. The first, improving service delivery by providing access to safe and assured drinking water to all, specifically to underserved communities. Second is improving water quality through technological solutions which are low cost and affordable to the users. Third is promoting water conservation and management practices so that the villages are self-reliant for their drinking water needs. And the fourth, improved sanitation and hygiene practices at individual, household and community level. The Tata Water Mission adopts a 3-pronged strategy. 1. Technology. 2. Behavioral change communication. And 3. Scale. With regard to technology, we have partnered with national and international research institutions. Behavioral change communication is one of the core elements of the program design. To achieve scale, the mission has partnered with central and state governments and also like-minded foundations. The mission follows a 4-stage implementation approach. The first, mobilize the community by creating a need and demand among them. Second, identify best possible solutions which is context specific to their need. The third, create an infrastructure. And the fourth, build sustainability by empowering the community institutions. The Tata Water Mission has been operationalized in more than 10 states across the country.
Since 2002, we've been working here building gravity schemes because that is the best way to go in these hills. The other option, of course, is to pump water from sources which are lower, but that of course needs a constant flow of energy, and which we are only now being able to tackle through alternate technologies like solar, which is coming into the system, but that's still very new. The usual system is to build gravity flow schemes or to bring rainwater harvesting technology. There is a variety of systems available now which can be used, and we look at what is available at the best cost, which is most accessible and which works according to the terrain on the ground, and we are bringing in various technologies, various instruments which we are trying to use on this ground.
जैसे ये सोलर पंपिंग, ये भी हमने अभी पहली बार योजना देखी, हमने भी पहली बार देखी, तब हमको भी ये बहुत खुशी हुई। जब दूर दरार के लोग आते हैं तो उनको भी खुशी होती है कि कितना अच्छा पानी है, कितना स्वच्छ पानी आ रहा है, कितनी अच्छी सुविधा है तुम्हारे गांव में जो सोलर पंपिंग है कि जिससे पानी आ रहा है। बिजली का भी हमारा इसमें खर्चा नहीं है, वो खर्चा हमारा बच जाता है जो कि सूरज की किरणें से ही पानी आता है।
In a terrain like Uttarakhand, which is really a very difficult area, which is very prone to disasters, where roads disappear and are not remade for sometimes 6 months at a time. In a region like this, the local community has to take the responsibility, and it has to be at the forefront of anything that happens, any technology change that happens, any understanding that happens, any maintenance of its own systems has to come from the community itself. So therefore, all technologies, all systems that we put in place, we operate through what are actually self-help groups on the ground, community level institutions, village level organizations. This actually gives an added element of sustainability and strength to the entire infrastructure that is there on the ground.
Behavior change communication was conceived as an integral part of the Tata Water Mission project, and that was because we knew that the kind of behaviors that we were attempting to change would not be possible without attacking them at the core, and behavior change therefore was fundamental to everything that we were trying to do in terms of achieving the objectives of the Tata Water Mission. We didn't want to use fear as the core motivation for the entire communication, because very honestly, there is a certain amount of fatigue that has set in with that motivation. We were looking for something a little more integral to the community and something that they'd be able to adapt easily. Ethnographic research was one way of identifying that core motivation. We spent time with the communities in their houses, trying to understand what drove them, what their aspirations were, what their worldview was. Post the research, the core motivation that really came up was progressive nurture, which meant essentially that if the parent aspired for their child to do well, then having these basic good habits of hand wash, of using a toilet, of drinking purified water were steps that would help them achieve those aspirations. That's how the Samajhdar Parivar came along. There was this family that formed part of the communication, which really was what anybody wanted to be if they wanted to progress in life.
So while working in the area, we could realize that there are three major behaviors which we should be focusing on. It is towards the handling of drinking water, it is also towards the usage of toilets, and it is also towards the hand washing. So keeping these three behaviors in mind, we started doing the pilot in the villages.
आगा कान टाटा ट्रस्ट फक्त संस्थावाળા ભાઈ આવ્યા પછી અમારા ગામમાં ઘણી પરિવર્તન આવ્યું. તેની નિશાળમાં ઘણા સ્કૂલની અંદર પ્રોગ્રામ કર્યા. અહીંયા મોટા રામાપીર ગામના બધા સભ્યો ભેગા થાય ત્યાં ઘણા પ્રોગ્રામ નાટક કર્યા અને એને ઘણું સમજાવ્યું કે આરોગ્ય વિશે, પાણી વિશે, કેમ પીવું, કેમ ગોરામાંથી ભરવું, કેમ શૌચાલયનો કાર્યક્રમ કર્યો કે કેમ શૌચાલય તમે બનાવો, ન હોય તો અમે બનાવી દઈએ. પછી ગામની અંદર ઘરની સુવિધાઓ પૂરી પાડી. તો પહેલાં તો અમે પાણી કે હાથ ધોતા અમને નહોતું આવડતું, એટલે તેણે અમને હાથું ધોવાનું શીખવાડ્યું.
પહેલાં અમે બહાર જતા એટલે અમારા બાળકોને બહુ તકલીફ થતી, ગંદકી બહુ થતી, એટલે હવે અટાણે હમું છે બધાને આમ કોઈને તકલીફ નથી કંઈ, હમું છે, બીમાર નથી પડતા, બહુ તકલીફ કંઈ નથી, હમું છે.
The results of the pilot were encouraging, and right now we are looking at scaling this entire project up across 10 states. There are certain regional nuances that are being considered, like for example in the Northeast, trying to make it more relevant to the community there in terms of look and feel. We are hoping it's going to help us achieve the desired objectives that the mission has set out.
This program entails the Internet Sathi, who is a lady from a self-help group in a village, well versed in utilization of a digital device like a tablet to actually explain to small groups of women and children so that over a period of time they understand the need for pure water and healthy sanitation.
मेरा गांव वो मेरा परिवार खुले में शौच नहीं जाएगा, मैं वचन देता हूँ, क्योंकि हम हैं समझदार.
Tata Trust is playing a major role in supporting the overall program. This is a very ambitious program where we are trying to make India in rural areas focused, open defecation free.
There is a very logical fit between the Swachh Bharat mission and what we have been doing under the Tata Water Mission. The question is, in such a big program like Swachh Bharat Mission, how does the trust come out with its own unique, USP in a fairly diverse program where the government is such a large player? So within that, we have defined our niche. All this cannot happen in isolation. You need boots on the ground to facilitate the Swachh Bharat mission. And towards this, with the government of India, we have placed so far about 120 to about 150 fellows.
इस परीक्षण को प्रभावी रूप से संचालित करने के लिए टाटा ट्रस्ट की ओर से जनपद स्तर पर प्रत्येक जनपद में एक स्वच्छ भारत फेलो, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन कार्यकर्ता, प्रत्येक जनपद में 2 कार्यकर्ता और राज्य स्तर पर एक स्वच्छ भारत मिशन फेलो दिया गया है, जो कि इन प्रशिक्षणों को कार्यान्वित करने के लिए समन्वय स्थापित करते हैं. टाटा ट्रस्ट एज ए डेवलपमेंट पार्टनर स्वच्छ भारत मिशन के तहत उत्तराखंड राज्य को अपना सहयोग प्रदान कर रहा है, जिससे कि ग्रामीण स्तर पर स्वच्छता के स्तर को बढ़ाया जा सके.
One of the areas is that the Tata Trust draws upon its sort of multi-dimensional development experience from other sectors. They've brought in a couple of international experts. Also technology. For example, they've helped us to start virtual classrooms where we are scaling up capacity building by operating at multiple sites at the same time to help us deal with the massive challenge of scaling up capacity building. The other unique support they've given us, they are the only sort of non-government organization or the corporate trust organization which is fully funding young professionals in every district in India. I think that's going to be a game changer for us to have the Tata Trust fully fund. They're doing the recruitment as well. One young professional in each district in India who will not only be the eyes and ears of the collector, of the busy collector, but also provide monitoring support to the central government. We're very glad they're doing it, and I think it will make a big difference.
While we have achieved a reasonable degree thus far, the Tata Water Mission recognizes that there is still a lot to be done. On the sanitation front, the Tata Water Mission aims to continue to be the partner of choice with the Swachh Bharat mission, and they need to use behavior change programs to get the community to continue to use toilets, bringing in menstrual health management and looking at segregation of waste. There'll also be the need to focus upon technological solutions for operations and maintenance of toilets as well as solid and liquid waste management. On the water front, the Tata Water Mission aims to play a pivotal role in working with various stakeholders, which is both the government as well as other partners, on finding technological solutions for heavy metal contamination, largely fluoride and arsenic, and integrated water resources management as well as wastewater treatment. The Tata Water Mission is committed to working with underserved people in the communities.